Hello and welcome. Today we are embarking on a journey back to the crucible of American identity, the fight for independence of the United States. This wasn't just a simple disagreement, it was a radical, transformative act of self-determination. Imagine a small disparate group of 13 colonies, subject of the most powerful empire on earth, Great Britain, needing to say no more. But why is this event so crucial? Because the principles born from this struggle, the liberty, equality, and self-governance, didn't just create a country, they set a global standard. They inspired revolutions and democratic movements for centuries to come. The United States, as we know it, is a direct result of the Foundation's declaration. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore the spark that ignited this revolution, the people who guided, and the profound legacy they left behind. Prepare to witness the moment a new nation was conceived. The seeds of revolution were planted long before the first shot. The causes were rooted in two main issues. First, taxation without representation. Following the costly French and Indian War, Britain imposed acts like the Stamp Act and the Townshend Act to raise revenue. The colonies felt these were illegal, arguing they had enough representatives in the British Parliament. And second, a growing sense of distinct American identity, separate from the crown. This escalating tension led to key events. The Boston Tea Party in 1773 was a defiant act of rebellion against British trade policies. The British response, the Intolerable Acts, only pushed the colonies closer to war. And the famous shot heard around the war at Lexington and Concord in April 1775 marked the start of open armed conflict. But the defining moment was July 4, 1776, when the Continental Congress formally adopted the Declaration of Independence, authored primarily by Thomas Jefferson. This revolution was guided by remarkable main characters. First, we have George Washington as indispensable military leader, holding the Continental Army together through brutal winters. Then we have Thomas Jefferson, provided the philosophical foundation with the Declaration. In the same way, we have Benjamin Franklin, was the brilliant diplomat securing the crucial alliance with France. And finally, John Adams was the tireless, often fiery political advocate for independence in the Congress. The war, which spanned 8 long years, had profound consequences. The American victory at the Battle of Saratoga convinced France to openly join the fight. Finally, the British surrender at Yorktown in 1781 effectively ended the war. The ultimate consequence was the Treaty of Paris in 1783, which officially recognized the United States of America as a free and sovereign nation, stretching from the Atlantic to the Mississippi River. But now, what did the independence of the United States truly mean for the U.S. history? It was the ultimate statement of popular sovereignty. It led directly to the creation of the Constitution and a government structured on the radical idea that power flows from people, not from a monarch. It established a republic based on a written framework of laws and individual rights. Nowadays, its legacy is everywhere. The revolutionary ideals that all men are created equal, creating a standard that all the nations had striven to meet ever since. This struggle for equality and justice, visible in the civil rights movements and the women's suffrage fight, and ongoing debates about democracy is the unfinished business of the revolution. Finally, we can say that the independence of the United States was a promise eloquently penned in 1776. It reminds us that citizenship is not passive but a continuous, active commitment to the ideals of liberty and self-government. It truly was the audacious beginning of a great nation, now known as the United States of America. Thank you very much for joining us during this journey, and I hope that you can learn more about the independence of this country.